currently living at Balpoville, and I am 21 years old. Audience, let me dive us into the magnificence of a tale that will give us powerful and mind-boggling insights about the violences perpetrated against women, their rights, and how we can protect them. Please be all ears. Thank you. On doit Long ago, beyond all memories and remembrances of time, when mystification, tradition, and cultural norms were serving guidance and relevance to people, lived a girl called Agosa. She was from a village of the northeastern part of Benin called Bewejo. The legend had it that she was beautiful and of a dazzling skin. Under the beaming sun, her smile lighted joy and appreciation from everybody's mouth. When she turned 15, suitors came from almost everywhere, desiring to have her as wife. Against her approbation, she was forcefully married to a man of her parents' choice for some cows, sheep, and cowries. Months passed by after their union, and Agosa found herself unable to give birth. Medications, God's preparation, sacrifices and rituals were provided for her to conceive, but all in total vain. The expectations of the man did nothing and were replaced by desperation, disgust, and maltreatment. He beat Agosa black and blue for the slightest mistake. So did his relatives with insults. One night, Agosa and her husband quarreled again over her unfruitfulness, and the tension mounted up. The man in his anger disowned and chased her out of his house. On Saturdays, in the middle of the night, hours around which gods and witches were having their secret meetings, owls and the spirits of ancestors were flying over and over the village. Agosa departed to her parents' house under the glacial cold of the after-harvest period. Meaning in English, he who doesn't know where he's heading to knows at least where he's from, said Agosa in terror as she was trekking with her steps to her parents' house. Suddenly, she noticed bandits were after her. She started running for her life, but in the twinkling of an eye, they caught her. She wanted to shout, but her mouth was shut up. They abused her. They raped her mercilessly. She was struggling to free herself, but her hands and legs were held tight on the ground. She was bleeding incessantly with an open wound at her genital region as they forced their ways into her. Her body swelled up, her neck strangulated, her eyeballs popped out. She was deformed and left with bite marks, head injuries, contusions, and lacerations. Helpless, exhausted, and emotionally damaged, she agonized to death. She, in the morning, was found and buried, and her assaulters were nowhere to be found. All these to the desolation of friends, relatives, and parents. Weeks later, people said having seen her in bushes, forests, on roads, and at many places, telling them what happened to her. The most intriguing report was from a fisher who said she appeared to him at the riverbank and urged him to protection toward girls in her village. Today, after physical manifestation, she now appears to people in form of vision, goal, dream, inspiration, mission, aspiration, inciting them to create movements, organize contests, and return to give voice to violented women. This story is beyond women that are seen undergoing early marriages, conjugal violences, and collective rapes in our society. They are in quest of identity and recognition, deprived of their rights, relegated to the second plan and dragging the burden of complexity of inferiority. All this, those women are meant to live freely without being violented, to enjoy their childhood without evading situation, to have a healthy mental and physical state in their hearts, to have access to justice collaboration, and to be consulted for decisions pertaining them. This afternoon, we should know that changement should first start from a single individual. We should educate each other on the basis of sound moral, ethical, societal, and cultural values for an imposition of women, parity, and for the regulation of immoral actions. Pass laws to empower women and modulate conjugal maltreatment. Encourage their decision-making. Educate both men and women on marital affairs. Call for activism on their behalf. Dispose an emergency number for the denunciation of any violence of such. And weaponize non-governmental organizations for incessant struggles. My story ends there and only needs to be reflected and acted upon. Thank you.